Hello, dear students. Welcome you all to Sri Jayendra Rank Zone classes. In the previous lecture of mine, we have concluded phylum Annelida, and today you are starting with your mentor and your friend for the subject biology, and I am going to take the zoology section. So my dear students, we are going to start with the need time, and as I have explained in the previous lecture, it's not tea time. So we are going to start with the very first question, and that very first question is, which among the following will show phosphorescence? The word phosphorescence basically means, I have already told you, bioluminescence means organisms, living organisms which basically emit some specific kind of electromagnetic radiations, means they emit light. So among all annelids, Catopterus is a group which is bioluminescent, means it is phosphorescence, it emits light, it emits radiations. The second question, which annelidin is a biomarker for the contamination of sewage? A very good question, biomarker for the contamination of sewage. So it is basically Tubiflex, also known as bloodworm. The Tubiflex, it basically feeds on the sewage matter. So if the concentration of Tubiflex is high or more, then it indicates that more amount of sewage waste is there. So it is basically a biomarker, right? Tubiflex. Then heteroneresis is shown by nereis, means it is also known as sandworm, it is also known as neanthus. So the option is option A and B. Then presence of botryoidal tissue is seen in, botryoidal tissue is uniquely found in Hirudinaria granulosus. Okay, so it is found in Hirudinaria, right? Which larva is found in Annelida? Annelids, especially the Polychaetae group, it only have one larva, that is trochophore larva. Okay. Miracidium, it is not an annelidan larva. Rabidiform, it is the larva of Ascaris lumbricoides. Okay. Amoeboid corpuscles are shown by, so these amoeboid corpuscles basically they are prototype of red blood corpuscles. Okay, and they are found in phylum Annelida. Okay. Didelphic condition is seen in, didelphic condition means presence of two uteri, and it is a condition which is seen in Ascaris lumbricoides. Okay, Ascaris lumbricoides. As you know, earthworm is bisexual. Okay, leeches, they are also bisexual, though they exactly don't belong to this category. Okay, and that is why they are just here to confuse you. Then rabites, they are found in flatworms, especially the turbularian flatworms, means the free living flatworms, turbularian flatworms, rabites. Rabiditis is seen in rabites, they are basically some hyaline depositions, especially in the free living tapeworms. Rabiditis is seen in roundworm, free living. Fasciola hepatica is a tapeworm, both A and B. So Fasciola hepatica is not having rabiditis, it is basically the roundworm, and especially the free living roundworm, they have rabiditis. Cephalization is absent in, cephalization is present in Polychaetae, it is absent in other groups, means it is absent in the Oligochaetae, means Pheretima, it is absent in Hydriniea, means Hydroneria granulosa. So the option is B and C. I'll rub these options so that you could not confuse yourself. The option is B and C. So I hope it will work for you. Moving to the next topic, my dear students. Phylum Arthropoda. Phylum Arthropoda, as the name suggests, the organisms of this group, they basically have the jointed appendages. They have jointed appendages, right? So phylum of this group, they have jointed appendages. I'll write here jointed legs or appendages, right? Now, von Siebold in 1845, he proposed the term arthropoda. Okay, the organism having a cuticle as the outermost layer, which is made up of hard chitin. Okay, so chitinous cuticle they are having. Okay, he proposed the term arthropoda for them. It is the largest phylum among all the kingdom Animalia groups, having the 9 leg species of members. The organisms belonging to this category, they are both free living as well as parasite. Parasite, it can be seen in a form of ectoparasite, like, okay, so they are both free living as well as parasitic in nature. They live in land, they live in water, and they live in soil as well. Okay, so they have jointed legs, right? They have jointed legs. The segmentation is external, means they don't have septa. Body consists of 3 main regions: head, thorax, and abdomen. Okay, sometimes head and thorax, they fuse, the segments of head and thorax fuse to form cephalothorax, right? The body is having basically 3 parts: the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Body wall is basically having thick, tough, and non-living cuticle layer. Okay, cuticle layer, which is chitinous or chitinous, right? They have true coelom, but the true coelom is greatly reduced in adults. In case of adults, the true coelom is greatly reduced. Their body cavity is known as hemocoel. Hemocoel, right? Their body cavity is known as what? Hemocoel, as they have open circulatory system. That's why all the organs, they basically take a bath of blood from the body cavity. So they have hemocoel as body cavity. Okay, understood? Now coming to next, digestive tract is complete. Okay, it is divided into 3 parts: stomodium, that is foregut; mesenteron, that is midgut; and proctodium, that is hindgut. So digestive tract is complete and it is basically divided into 3 parts. Mean the alimentary canal is complete and it is having 3 parts: stomodium, foregut; mesenteron, midgut; and proctodium, hindgut, right? Circulatory system is open, means they don't have any arteries and veins, they don't have blood vessels in which the blood will flow. The blood will basically collect in some spaces which are known as what? Lacunae or sinuses. Okay, lacunae or sinuses. And these lacunae or sinuses, they basically open into the body cavity, that is hemocoel, right? Now respiratory organs, they are very diversified. They can have gills, means they can perform brachial respiration, or book gills, in aquatic forms of orthopodans. Especially book gills is shown by the most primitive aquatic orthopodans. Primitive aquatic orthopodans. Aquatic orthopodans, right? Orthopodans. They have trachea or book lungs in case of terrestrial forms. Okay, when the forms are found in land, means the terrestrial forms, then they may have the trachea or the book lungs. Is that understood, my dear students? Now next, excretory system is also very diversified. The excretory system is having either the green glands, okay, green glands, or the Malpighian tubules, green glands or the Malpighian tubules, or they may have coxal glands. They may have coxal glands. Understood? Either they have the green glands or the Malpighian tubules, or they may have coxal glands. Now the nervous system is almost same as type of Annelida. I mean, they have a cerebral ganglia. They have a cerebral ganglia along with a solid double ventral nerve cord. Okay, in case of Annelidans, we have a mid dorsal or mid ventral nerve cord. They have also solid double ventral nerve cord, and they also have nerve ring as we are having in Annelidans. So nervous system is almost same, means presence of a nerve ring, a solid double ventral nerve cord with cerebral ganglia. So the main catch of this slide is the jointed legs or appendages. That's why they are known as what? Arthropoda. Ortho means jointed, poda means legs. Von Siebold 1845, he proposed the term orthopoda as they have the hardest layer on the body wall, that is the chitinous cuticle. They have the largest phylum, means made up of 9 lakh species. They may have 9 lakh species in them. So that is why it is considered to be the largest phylum of kingdom Animalia. They may have they may show different kinds of habitat, means they can live freely, they may be parasitic, okay, they can live on land, they can live on water as well, okay, or soil as well. Now as they have jointed legs, that's why the term orthopoda is given. They have only external segmentation, no internal segmentation, no septae. Body consists of head, thorax and abdomen, and sometimes head and thorax it can fuse to form cephalothorax. Body wall is covered by thick, tough, non-living cuticle layer. Body wall is covered by thick, tough, non-living cuticle layer. Actually, it was a question, and that's why I left a blank to it, AIPMT question. Okay. Now, true coelom is greatly reduced in adults, okay, because body cavity is reduced to form hemocoel, means the blood-filled cavity, okay. Digestive tract is complete and it is having 3 parts: stomatium, foregut, mesenteron, midgut, and proctodium, hindgut. Circulatory system is open as they don't have any blood vessels in which the blood will flow, okay. So that is why it is known as what? The open circulatory system. And they have sinuses or lacunae known as hemocoel, where the blood will collect and it will pass to different organs. Mean the organs, they take a bath from this hemocoel. Respiratory organs are very diversified. They can be gills, they can be book lungs, or they can be book gills. Gills and book gills are in the aquatic forms, and book lungs and trachea in the terrestrial forms. The excretory organs, they are of different types: green glands or Malpighian tubules, and in some cases they have coxal glands as well. Nervous system is same as that of Annelidans, means they have nerve ring, they have a solid double ventral nerve cord, okay, and that nerve cord basically terminates in the form of ganglia at the anterior most part of the body, okay. So I hope, my dear students, you got this slide. Please keep the catches in your brain. Now, the sensory organs like antennae. So antenna is present as a sensory organ, and they have eyes as well, and the eyes are not simple. The eyes are compound eyes, means The eyes, they have small hexagonal compartments in which multiple images are formed of a object. So this type of vision is known as what? Mosaic vision. This type of vision is known as what? Mosaic vision. Humans, they have stereoscopic vision. Humans, they have stereoscopic vision, means simple eyes. Okay, stereoscopic vision or binocular vision. Okay, so sensory organs are antenna and the eyes are present. The eyes are compounds and they pursue the mosaic vision. Some forms do have balancing organs known as what? Statocyst. Some forms may have a balancing organ, that is statocyst. Okay, this is crayfish. Okay, it is actually not a fish. Okay, crayfish, it is a orthopodan only. So you can see the green gland here. Okay, so this green gland is basically, okay, also known as the antennal gland. This green gland is basically the excretory organ of the body. Okay, the different parts means bladder, duct, tubule and sac, everything is given, but need not to go into that. Okay, so we have basically given the diagram of crayfish. Okay, understood? Now coming to next, we will talk about the book lungs or the book gills. These book gills, they basically open like the pages of a book. It opens like the pages of the book, and that is why these two parts, they go apart, and that is why they are known as what? Book gills. Okay, the anterior part, okay, is basically modified to form carapace. Okay, the details of this, especially the cockroach, will be explained in the chapter structural organization of animals. Okay, right now you have to just remember the general characteristics. Okay, so here I have shown you a diagram of Malpighian tubules. Okay, this is Malpighian tubules. Okay, hemolymph is running. Hemolymph is basically a kind of fluid, okay, which runs, okay, to basically eliminate the waste and to supply the blood to all the parts of body. Okay, so this is hemolymph, this is the Malpighian tubule, and this one is the book gills. This is the green gland. Okay, now the most importantly is orthopodals, they don't have cilia at all. No cilia is present. And the muscles, previously annelidans, they have the smooth muscle fibers. Okay, but in case of orthopodans, they have smooth muscle as well as they have the skeletal muscles, means the stripped muscles. Okay, stripped muscles along with the smooth muscles. Stripped muscles basically helps them to move their jointed appendages for locomotion. Stripped muscles basically help them to move their jointed appendages for locomotion. Some orthopods secretes local hormones which are known as what? Pheromones. Pheromones are basically secreted during breeding season to attract the opposite partner for the sexual intercourse, right? So pheromones, they are the local hormones secreted for the attraction towards the local partner for sexual intercourse. Sexes are separate, dioecious, means they are dioecious. They show sexual dimorphism. Fertilization is internal. Mostly they are oviparous, egg laying. Development may be direct or indirect. Okay, but this time we are going to use the term metamorphosis, means the larva which is formed, it will be converted into pupa, means it will pass through different molding stage. Okay, the larva itself gets developed, it will not form another larva. Okay, so in case of the platyhelminthes and the nematihelminthes, means the roundworm and the flatworm, he basically was seeing that a larva giving rise to a different larva. Okay, means they show the polymorphism. Okay, polymorphic larvas. Okay, so here metamorphosis is there, means molding will be there, the larva will be converted into pupa into adult, right? Some common larvae and pupae I'll tell you. Caterpillar. It is seen in silkworm and butterfly. Silkworm and butterfly. Grub is seen in honeybee. Maggot is seen in housefly. Wrigglers in mosquito. Zoe or megalops. Zoe or megalopa in case of crab. Okay, and Nauplus in case of prawn. Nauplus in case of prawn. Nauplus in case of prawn. Okay. So caterpillar in case of silkworm and butterfly, grub in case of honeybee, maggot in case of housefly, wrigglers in case of mosquito, zoe and megalops in case of crab, and Nauplus in case of prawns. Okay, is that understood? Now, parental care is actually started in the last, we can see the last species or the last members of phylum Annelida. In phylum Annelida, there is only one member, Pontobdella. Pontobdella, which actually shows parental care, means it basically protects the egg from the destructors or the predators, and they help them to hatch. Okay. Parental care is seen by all arthropods. All arthropods, they basically protect their eggs from getting destroyed by different kinds of predators. Parthenogenesis means the sperm is not going to fertilize the ovum, but the ovum directly is going to form the adult, okay, or the new progeny. So in case of male honeybees, especially the drones, they are developed from unfertilized egg. That is the example of parthenogenesis. So parthenogenesis is seen by many of the arthropods, especially the male honeybees, drones, which are developed from unfertilized egg. Okay, when there is no fertilization, but the egg is directly going to form the male honeybee or the drone. You have to remember some economic important insects: Apis indica, Apis mellifera, Apis domestica, they all are honeybee. Okay. Bombyx muri is the silkworm. Silkworm. Lecifer is the lac insect. Lac insect. Okay. So Bombyx is the silkworm, Lecifer is the lac insect. There are some vectors as well. Anopheles, female Anopheles mosquito, malarial infection, female Culex mosquito, elephantiasis and encephalitis. Elephantiasis is filaria, means the lymph nodes of the lower abdominal region, especially the groin region, they swelled up, okay, and leads to the swelling of the whole leg, infected leg. Okay. Aedes, it basically helps to transmit the dengue fever or the yellow fever. Okay. Then gregarious pest, locusta, locust. Okay, it is considered gregarious pest or locusta. Locust means they are the most common pest, okay, which comes from Pakistan to India. Okay. Now, the living fossil, the king crab. The king crab is considered as the living fossil, or the horseshoe crab. Horseshoe crab. Around from 160 million years, it is not developed or it is not changed a bit, and that is why it is known as what? Living fossil. Trilobites, they are considered as fossil arthropods. Okay. trilobites, they are considered as fossils arthropods. Around 600 million years, these trilobites, they helps under the archaeological survey to find out the age of the stone, okay, or the find out the age of the mineral, okay. So trilobites or the fossil arthropods, okay, understood? So the catch of this slide is that they don't have cilia arthropodons. They have skeletal muscles developed other than the smooth muscles as compared to the phylum Annelida. They secrete pheromones, local hormones during the breeding season to attract the partner. Sexes are separate. Dioecious means they are unisexual or they show sexual dimorphism. Fertilization is internal. Mostly they are egg laying oviparous. Development may be direct or indirect, okay. If indirect development happens, then it is metamorphosis, means converting of the same larva into the pupa, pupa into the adult. Then parental care is seen first by the Annelidan Pontobdella, and then all arthropodons, they are basically ready to care about their egg. Parthenogenesis, development of the individual from unfertilized egg. Male honeybees, especially the drones, they develop from the unfertilized egg. Some economic importance insects are Apis, honeybee to provide bee wax and honey, Bombyx murri, silkworm, Lecifer to provide lac insect, it is also known as lac insect. Then vectors, Anopheles for malaria, Culex for encephalitis and elephantitis, Aedes aegypti for dengue or yellow fever. Gregarious pest, locust, it destroys most of the crops, okay. Living fossil, the king crab or the horseshoe crab, okay. Trilobites, they are considered as fossil arthropods. Now moving to next, the classification. So the mnemonic of the classification is chapel, chapel, died all of mine, okay. So chapel, chapel, died all of mine. C, crustacea. Again C, Chilopoda. D, Diplopoda. A, Arachnida. O, Onchiophora. And M, Merostomata, okay. So these are the classes, okay. Whenever I tell you the classification, every time you remember the classification is basically given in the form of class. I am not writing the class so that I can give you more, more information, as it is already understood that classification of any phylum, okay, whenever a phylum is classified, that phylum basically is having subphylum or the class, right? So crustacea, also known as crustaceans, okay, right? So these crustaceans, they have, most importantly, they have exoskeleton which is very hard. And why? Because exoskeleton is basically get deposited by calcium salts like calcium carbonate along with chitin. So chitin they are having, but along with it they have a covering of calcium carbonate, deposition of calcium carbonate as well. That is why they show the hard layer. Body is developed into cephalothorax and abdomen. So here you can see the head part and the thorax part, they get fused to form cephalothorax, and the second segment is the abdomen. There are two pairs of antenna. There are two pairs of antenna and a pair of stalked compound eyes. They are having two pairs of antenna and they have a pair of stalked compound eyes. Okay. They have biramus forked appendages. Biramus forked appendages. How it will look like this. This biramus forked appendages, it is for swimming, and for feeding it is having 5 pairs of legs, okay, or for feeding it is having 5 pairs, and for swimming it is having biramus forked appendages. Then they have green glands for excretion, and they contain hemocyanin as the respiratory pigment. Examples: prawn, crayfish, astacus, crab, cancer, shrimp, lucifer, hermit crab, euparagus. Okay. Crayfish, astacus. Okay. Daphnia, water flea, and cyclops. Presence of cyclops. According to Greek mythology, Cyclops is considered to be the husband of 100 wives without heart. Husband of 100 wives without heart. Without heart. Okay, and it is having only one median eye, okay, at the middle. So it is Cyclops. Then Chilopoda. Chilopoda, the body is divided into head and trunk. Each trunk represents a pair of legs. Okay. First pair of legs are modified into poison claws. First pair of legs, they get modified to form poison claws. They have single pair of antenna. They have a single pair of antenna. And they have Malpighian tubules for excretion. They have single pair of antenna. Their first pair of legs get modified into poison claws, right? Example: centipede. Okay, centipede means they have 100 pairs of legs. Understood? Scolopendra. Okay, whatever you pronounce. Okay. Then Diplopoda. Diplopoda, the body is divided into thorax, head and abdomen. Head, thorax and abdomen. It is having single pair of antennae. Okay, single pair of antennae. Yet you can see Crustacea, they were having only two pair of antennae. Chilopoda, single pair of antennae. Diplopoda, single pair of antennae. Previously, Chilopoda and Diplopoda, they were kept in the category of, okay, Myriapoda. Okay. Except first thoracic segment, each bears a pair of legs. First thoracic segment, except first thoracic segment, each bears a pair of legs, and each abdominal segment bears two pair of segments. Okay, each abdominal segment basically bears two pair of legs. It is not segment, it is legs. So each thoracic segment is having one pair of leg, and each abdominal segment is having two pair of legs. Excretory organ is Malpighian tubules only. Example: millipede. Okay, means around 1000 legs. Okay. Then class Insecta. So first was class Crustacea, then class Chilopoda, class Diplopoda, and the last is class, sorry, not last, the class is Insecta, means Hexapoda, means they have 6 pairs, okay, of legs. The body has head, thorax and abdomen. Body is divided into head, thorax and abdomen. Pair of antennae, means they are also having a pair of antennae, and they have only one pair of antennae. Pair of compound eyes, one pair of compound eyes. Then thorax bears 3 pair of legs. 3 pair of legs means total 6. That's why the name is Hexapoda. Okay, it was not 6 pair, it is having 3 pairs, means total 6 legs. And they have 2 pairs of wings. 2 pairs of wings. One is the forewing and the another one is the hind wing. Okay, right? Then the Malpighian tubules are the excretory organs, and uric acid is the chief excretory waste. Okay, to conserve water, uric acid is secreted. Okay, so that the Malpighian tubules can maintain the concentration, means maintain the concentration of the excretory waste, means the urea, to avoid excessive loss of water. That is why uric acid is secreted. Example is cockroach, butterfly, rat flea. Rat flea is cause of bubonic plague. Okay. Then beetle, wasp, aphid, silk moth, silverfish. Okay. and then termites and locusts. They all belong to class Insecta. Arachnida, body bears both cephalothorax and abdomen. They have simple eyes. Compound eyes are absent in Arachnida. They have 6 pairs of appendages, a pair of chalicercae and 1 pair of pedipalpi. Okay, so out of these 6 pair of appendages, 1 pair is basically modified to form chelicerae and 1 pair is modified to form pedipalpi. Means they were left over with only 4 pair of appendages, and that's why they are also known as octopoda. Octopoda. As only 4 pair of appendages, they are helpful for locomotion. That's why they are known as what? Octopoda. Antennae are absent. Antennae are absent. Book, lungs or trachea as their respiratory organ. Book, lungs or trachea as their respiratory organs. And they have coxal glands or Malpighian tubules or both as excretory organ. They may have coxal glands or Malpighian tubules or both for their excretion. Example includes spider, tick, mite, scorpion. Scorpion is viviparous. In scorpion, the last anal segment gets modified to form poison claws. Okay. So, in case of Scorpia, the last segment gets modified to form poison claws. In case of Chilopoda, the first pair of leg, it forms the poison claws. Example, the centipede. Onchophora, they have nephridia as their excretory organ. That is why they are closely related to the Annelida and the Orthopoda. So, peripatus, it is considered as a connecting link between Annelida and Orthopoda, because Onchophora, they have nephridia as excretory organ, and nephridia was the excretory organ of Annelidans. Merostomata, it includes limulus, which is having book gills or coxal glands for excretion. Book gills or coxal glands for excretion. Limulus is also known as the king crab or the horseshoe crab. Okay, king crab or the horseshoe crab. So what exactly you have to remember? In crustacea, cephalothorax is present, means both head and thorax, it get fused to form cephalothorax. They have abdomen, they have 2 pair of antennae and a pair of stalked compound eyes. 2 pair of antennae and a stalked compound eyes. Understood? Then coming to next, they have biramus forked appendages for swimming and 5 pairs of appendages for feeding. Okay, they have green glands at this excretory organ and they have respiratory pigment hemocyanin. Right? Example, prawn, crayfish, crab, shrimp. Just you have to remember the scientific names as well. Euparagus means hermit crab. Delphinia, butterfly. Understood? Then Chilopoda, the body is divided into head and trunk. Each trunk bears a pair of legs. First pair of legs are modified into poison claws. They have single pair of antenna. Okay, and they have the excretory organ Malpighian tubules. Example, centipede. Okay, Scolopendra. Okay, then Diplopoda, body is divisible into head, thorax and abdomen. They have single pair of antennae, and except first thoracic segment, each bears a pair of leg. Except first thoracic segment, each bears a pair of leg, and each abdominal segment bears 2 pair of legs, and each abdominal segment bears 2 pair of legs. Example is Julius millipeda. They also have Malpighian tubules as their excretory organ. Insecta, they have hexapods, means 3 pair of legs. They have compound eyes. Okay, they have paired antenna, and body is divided into head, thorax and abdomen. Right? Uric acid is the chief excretory waste in case of Insecta. Okay, as they have to conserve water. And the examples are cockroach, butterflies, red flea, which causes bubonic plague. Then Arachnida, body bears cephalothorax and abdomen. Okay, body bears cephalothorax and abdomen. Simple eyes, they don't have compound eyes. They have 6 pair of appendages. A pair of, first is caliculae and the second is pedipalpi. So a pair of caliculae and a pair of pedipalpi and 4 pair of legs. That's why they are known as what? Octopoda, because only 4 pair of legs it is going to help for locomotion. Example: spider, tick, mite, scorpion. Scorpion is viviparous, and the last segment is having poison claws. Onchophora, they have nephridia. They have excretory organ as nephridia, and that's why it is considered to be a connecting link between Annelida and Orthopoda. Then Merostomata, limulus, they have book gills or coxal glands. Right? Understood? Now there are some common orthopods which I will talk about. First is the Palemon, that is prawn. Gills are the chief excretory organs. Gills are the chief excretory organs. Body is divided into cephalothorax and abdomen. Cephalothorax bears 13 pair of appendages and abdomen bears 6 pair of appendages. Okay, so in total they have 18 pair of appendages along with cephalothorax and abdomen. Appendages, they help in swimming, they help in feeding, and they help in body balance. Telson is the posterior end of abdomen. Telson is considered to be the precursor of tail, and that's why the name given telson. Okay, it is basically lies to the posterior end of abdomen. Okay, then crustaceans, they are edible. Okay, they can be used as a seafood. Then cancer or crab. Okay, it is not that cancer. Okay, they have 5 pair of thoracic legs. 5 pair of thoracic legs. Okay, the first pair forms cilipedes. Okay, the first pair forms cilipedes, mean enormous bifurcation you can see. Okay, small bifurcation, and it forms cilipedes. Okay, then peripatus, the walking worm. Peripatus, the walking worm, it is considered to be the connecting link between Annelida and Orthopoda. It belongs to Onchophora. Okay, so Onchophora, the walking worm, example is peripatus. It is considered to be the connecting link. Why? Because it is like worm. That's why it resembles to Annelida. It is having nephridia. That's why it belongs to the Annelida. Resembles to Annelida. It is having trachea for respiration. It belongs or it resembles to Orthopoda. Okay, that is why it is considered to be the connecting link. Then limulus is the king crab or the horseshoe crab. Okay, that's why it is known as was living fossil, because from 160 million years it is not modified, not updated. It is as such. Okay, then coxal glands, they are the excretory organs in case of limulus, and their respiratory organ is book gills. Okay, as they are aquatic. Right? So Palemon or prawn, gills are the chief respiratory organ. They have cephalothorax and abdomen. Cephalothorax 13 pair of appendages and abdomen 6 pairs of appendages. Appendages, they help in swimming, feeding, body balance. Okay, telson is the posterior end of abdomen. Okay, and they are edible. Then cancer or crab, they have 5 pair of thoracic legs. First pair gets modified to form cilipedes. Okay, then peripatus, it is to connecting considered to be the connecting link. It belongs to class Onchophora. Okay, Annelidans and Orthopodans, this Onchophora member of Onchophora, peripatus, it basically resembles the properties of both Annelida and Orthopoda. Then limulus, the king crab, also known as the living fossil. Okay, it is having coxal glands as the excretory organ and book gills as the respiratory organ. Understood? Now coming to the next slide. This diagram is going to basically help you to understand parts of insect. Okay, now just be with me for some time. This part, foreleg. Okay, it is also known as proleg. This part, which is the mid leg, also known as mesoleg. And this part, which is hind leg, also known as metaleg. Then they have pair of wings. Okay, these wings, they help to provide them flight, as well as they help to cover their body surface. Okay, whenever is required. The body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. Here you can see head, then thorax, and this whole part is abdomen. This whole part is abdomen, right? This whole part is abdomen, right? Now you can see here, I'll show you. They have 3 pairs of legs, okay? 1, 2, 3, and 3 are just behind the picture, right? So they have the wings. These wings sometimes they become vestigial for the flight, okay? They can help just to protect, okay, the body surface, or they can be used as a flight in case of they are not gone vestigial, okay? Now you can see the another important feature, the joints. They are jointed, means the bones, they are jointed to each other, like femur, tibia, they are jointed to each other. That's why the name given orthopoda. Is it understood? Okay. Now you can see the abdominal segments from segment number 1 to segment number 7. From 1 to segment they are abdominal segment, and the last segment basically is turned to anal cerci. Okay, anal cerci. This part, the anterior most part, is the proboscis, which may be helpful in the sucking of either blood or the nectar, okay? Then these are antennae, okay? These antennae helps to basically respond, or they are sensitive to the tactile sensation or the other sensations, okay? Then they have compound eyes. You can see the compound eyes, okay? Now the details will be discussed in the 7th chapter, the structural organization of animals, when I will make you study the cockroach. Then some common, I have discussed some common orthopodons here also. Lepisma, also known as silverfish, it is wingless, okay, and it is found in cold, damp places, especially inside the books, cloths, and it destroys or destructs books and cloths very much, okay. No metamorphosis is seen in case of silverfish or lepisma. It feeds on starch, that's why it degrade or decompose or eat away the pages. Then mayflies, they have the shortest lifespan, means couple of days. Mayflies. Then Cymex is bed bug, okay. It is sanguivorous, means blood sucking. It shows cannibalism, eating of flesh. Mesothorax is hidden under wing pads. There are 3 parts, okay. The thorax is divided into 3 parts: the mesothorax, the prothorax, and the metathorax. Although it is not very clear here, okay, but the moment I will show you the cockroach, everything will be clear. So Cymex, the bed bug, it is sanguivore, mean it will suck blood. It will also tear off the flesh, cannibalism. The mesothorax is hidden by wing pads. These wing pads are known as what? Wing covers. These wing covers are vestigial, means they are not meant for flight. It also have hind wings, okay. Hind wings are completely absent. Hind wings are completely absent, no hind wings. And forewings, they are vestigial, okay, they are not meant for flight, they are just for covering or protecting the mesothorax. Cymex or bed bug, it cause relapsing fever or the typhus fever, okay. So Cymex or the bed bug, it cause relapsing fever or the typhus fever. Then Vespa or wasp, especially the male wasp, they have very sharp projecting stings or powerful stings which basically get injected to the skin of humans and provide and causes pain and irritation. Okay, they are trimorphic. Okay, trimorphic means they have 3 different developmental stages. They are colonial, they live in colonies, and they are social insects, right? Now coming to next, aphids or aphids. Aphids or aphids, they basically destroy crops very much as they suck the plant sap, and that's why they are known as what? Honey dew, okay, extractors. These honey dew extractors, they extract the honey dew through cornicules. Cornicules means they are the tubes which basically withdraw or suck the honey dew. Okay, ants, they basically help or they domesticate, they feed on the honey, and that is why they carry these aphids on themselves, and that's why the aphids which are domesticated by ants, which are basically grown, cultured by ants, they are known as what? Ant cows. They are known as what? Ant cows. As cows, it provide milk and the cow dung. That's why it is a domesticated animal. That is why the aphids, they get domesticated by ants, and that is why they are known as what? Ant cows. Female aphids are viviparous. Okay, means there is no development of egg for the, or parthenogenesis, mean development of the female aphid by unfertilized egg, right? So aphids, they suck plant sap and they extract the honey dew from through chronicles. They are having, these chronicles are known as what? Honey dew tubes, right? And they also are domesticated by the ants, and that is why they are known as what? Ant cows. Okay, so that they can provide the honey to the ants. Female aphids, they develop from parthenogenesis, means the unfertilized egg develop into the female aphids. Then we have beetles. Beetles, they have elytra. Elytra is basically a hard, leather and thickened forewing which is opaque. Hard, leathery, thickened and opaque forewing. They are flightless. Okay, they don't use these wings for flight. The order Coleoptera, in which the beetles are placed, is considered to be the largest order of kingdom Animalia. Okay, order Coleoptera. Okay, locust, Cystiosera, Gargaria, desert locust, and Locusta migratoria or migratria, migratory locust. They come from Pakistan to India. So few days ago only the locusts, they have attacked on Pakistan as well as the borders of India. That is these locusts only. Okay, the locust migratria and the desert locust, means Cystiosera Gargaria. Then Xenophila chiopis. Xenophila chiopis is basically the rat flea. Rat flea helps to transmit Yersinia pestis, which is a bacilli, means a bacteria, causes bubonic plague. Causes bubonic plague. Okay, it is ectoparasite on rats and man. Okay, so Xenophila chiopis, that is rat flea, it is an ectoparasite on rat and man, and it transmits Yersinia pestis or Bacillus pestis to cause bubonic plague. Then Musca domestica, housefly, it is also considered to be a potent carrier for many diseases like cholera, typhoid, diarrhea and dysentery. Cholera, typhoid, diarrhea and dysentery. Okay, mandibles are absent. Mandibles are absent in case of housefly, means musca. Okay, then mosquitoes. In mosquitoes, males are absent with mandibles. Okay, they have a specialized organ, Johansson's organ, for perceiving sound vibrations. Okay, so to hear the sound, means this Johnston's organ basically act as a prototype or analog to the hearing organ. Okay, it basically helps to hear the vibrations. Then here they have halters or balancers on the metathorax. Metathorax, it is having a cup shaped swelling, and they are known as what? Halters and balancers. Female Anopheles causes malaria. Culex causes encephalitis, which is related to the inflammation of the meninges, which is known as what, meningitis, a kind of which will lead to the following symptoms: drowsiness, headache, severe headache, cluster headache. Okay. Then elephantiasis, that is the filaria, or the foot becomes elephant like because of the swelling of lymph nodes. Okay. Aedes, it helps to transmit dengue fever, yellow fever and chikungunya fever. And Sacefly, it helps to transfer sleeping sickness. Okay. So these are some common economic importance you have to remember, especially in case of orthopodons. Okay. Is that understood? The Lepisma silverfish, which is wingless, it is found in cold, damp places. No metamorphosis is seen. It feeds on starch. Mayflies, they have the shortest lifespan, a couple of days. Climax, that is bedbug, it causes relapsing fever or typhus. It is sanguivore, blood sucking, and it is also show cannibalism. Okay. Mesothorax is hidden under the wing pads. Okay. Means the hind wings are not there, only fore wings are there, and that too vestigial. Okay. Then aphids, they suck plant sap, they destroy the crops. Okay. They suck plant sap because of the cornicles it is having, the honeydew tubes. Ants domesticate these aphids on themselves, and that's why they are known as what, ant counts. Female aphids are viviparous or parthenogenesis. Okay, they are made up of unfertilized ova. Then beetles, they have elytra, that is fore wings are leathery, hard, thick and opaque. Okay, so if the fore wings become leathery, hard, thick and opaque, so it is known as what, elytra. Okay, it is not used for flight. Okay, so I hope everything is clear till here. Okay, now we will be talking in the next video about the different types of other economical important insects or the orthopodons. Okay, the details of the cockroach will be continued in chapter 7. Then we will learn about the difference between the developmental stages of Culex and Anopheles mosquito. Okay, and some more concepts we will learn. So my dear friends and my dear students, till then please take care of yourself, watch my videos to make you very clear. Okay, till then, bye bye, take care, stay safe.